Good morning, everyone. First things first, some go-go juice. I wanted to rest today. How awesome this seat is, by the way. Damn, like 4 inches higher. I never really finished showing you my gauges here that I put on the column. Because I guess I never finished. I was supposed to repaint these. I still haven't done that, but got them strapped on there. They're an angle when you're in park, and then when you go to drive, they go to their resting position, which is right there. So you're driving, you can see your temp, your volts. But my cable is broken, this prindle, as we used to call it. And I'm not getting, that's not going. I felt like it didn't even go to low there. Make sure that's out of the way. R and D 2 1. So yeah, that's just not lined up. But also when I go down the road, my neutral and drive right there, you hear that? It's not like a good engagement. So I almost have 2 drive gears. I don't think it's in my column. I have done the column. And I know the shift lever is adjustable down at the transmission. So we're going to look at that today. But I'm definitely got a couple different positions for drive. Oh, maybe I should hit record. Here's the adjustment. It's that rod right there. And make sure those bushings are tight. And then over on the transmission side, there's no real bushing. They just kind of hang through. And let me go check up under at the column too, show you that. Well, let's see, there she is. Let's see if we can get in there. That bushing right there, I'm pretty sure I did when I did the column, or at least lubricated it. That one is the one that goes down to the linkage we were just at. And maybe I'll even disconnect that. See how it is. Or I tried to get you guys some light. Go ahead and pop that off here. It's just that cotter pin. And this is just floating there now. It's going to be really loose. Let me see if we can go under. Yeah, it's all dark there. But I'm going to look at that in a second. Oh, look at that. A lug nut just fell out of there. Wait a minute, was that used in there to oh, it was, wasn't it? Oh, look at that, guys. Fell right out of there. They were using a lug nut as the linkage. It's a shim. Okay, so normally there's a bushing there. That's kind of an ingenious solution they did there. They stuck this perfectly interesting. That's some good backyardery right there. Yeah, it's not bad. I'll probably have to do it again too. I don't think that's causing my issue. It's not. Well, it could be just enough slop, folks. Could be. Anyway, but look at this is loose too. Not that loose. It's got like a little play to it, but I want to check my. Let's park R and ooh, too quick. Well, wait for the car going by. R N D 2 1. I wouldn't be surprised if I have a little issue in the transmission. Yeah, see, this is finger tight. I can turn this loose, so that's no good. Might as well take it off, clean it up. But that turns, I don't remember them turning that easy. R, N, yeah, that R, N, N, D, R, N, D, neutral. I mean, it is old and worn out, don't get me wrong. Arc, reverse, neutral. I got like, it's such a fine, say neutral drive. Neutral drive is very slight, so I think any play in these bushings and everything, that's why my selector up top is not, I'm getting like a half a gear So let's tighten all this up and see if that helps. All right, folks, took the whole linkage assembly out to show you. This part goes up to the column, obviously. There's a little bushing in your column. Clean that up. I think just some grease will help that tighten up. Down this end, this is the pivot you adjust. That's a lot of, and it's not loose up and down. You can, sounds like it is, but there's like a spring washer there. So that I'll probably take that off too, grease that up. I don't think I'm gonna have to adjust. So where's the adjustment? If you loosen that, it must, yeah, that's tightening on it. It's gonna slide that. This bushing is not a bushing, it's welded. But look at the wear on this sucker. This thing right here, this is like a, you can really feel that with your fingernail, if you can see it. But, and that's where our buddy piece sits on the transmission. And you can see it's got some, they're elongated holes, but you can see that one is even bigger on one end. That one the same way. So yeah, it's got 46 years of wear. So I happen to have, though, if I really want to tighten up your shifting, I have like, well, I just save little nylon bushings and stuff. Oh, I did this from a Volkswagen. That's got all sawdust on it, but that was like, I could drill that out, sorry. Drill that out, make it a little tighter. This was is that metal or plastic? Well, that's actually a bearing. That's a roller bearing for my scooter. Yeah, one of the rollers for the variator in a Honda scooter. And yeah, so something like that. I don't know. Let's see what we can play with. Let's think about this. And this nice piece of plastic, but this doesn't need much. That's too thick of a tolerance, actually. There isn't much there that's loose, you know. It doesn't have to be that tight. But that end's a little looser than I can. I'm trying to tighten things up. You can flip it around, see, because that's the opposite. Excuse me, jeez. I think it probably was on this way for 40 years. That's why it's got that nice loose groove. But just by flipping it around, and tighten it up a little bit. And I think it'll be the same, yeah, same angle. Because that's a square, right? Yeah. So maybe I'll just flip it around. Or maybe even, a lot of people do this. They wrap electrical tape or some sort of Gorilla Glue tape, which might last in this climate, but I wouldn't do it in a wet climate. Yeah, maybe I'll just tape that up, and I think by flipping this, it'll be that much tighter. And then, for the this end, where this was sitting, it's pretty tight. And it's just a pivot. That's all that really is. It's pivoting in there, and that spring holds tension on it. So maybe just some grease in that temporary setup. Well, I did one revolution of tape in it. It's just hard. It's too much to even get this on. All the play is on the inside. I wonder if I can get it so it's out here instead of in there. And to do that, you would have this spring tension is pushing out. So it'd be like less, yeah, you'd have to do less spring tension. Cut the spring? I'm not that desperate for, yeah, maybe we'll just rewrap this and get it on there. I think that way is better than this way, yeah. All right, so I'm going to label this and do that like that. That's just gaffer's tape. Gaffer's tape holds up in heat. You guys are aware of that. It's good stuff. 3M 6910. You got a convertible top that's ripped. You can use this. It's like a cloth almost, but it doesn't, like duct tape gets hot and it peels off. This will stick. Okay, back together. I'm not sold on a repair really because the difference between neutral and drive is very slight. Right? That's it right there. Like neutral, drive. Well, there's no slop here, but I think it's in the transmission. You just feel like it's worn. Whatever. Whatever does that. I don't remember ever looking at that inside a transmission. I know it was the parking pole, but yeah, everything else is greased up. That lug nut repair is the best it's going to be. Maybe I'll look into. There might be something else missing. I know there's. I looked at the quick diagram. There's a spring. Maybe there's something else, but. And then here I put another wave washer. You can see a little one I put in there because the big one had a crack in it, so I put a little one behind it, so keep that a little more tension there. But well, we'll try it out. And why is this transmission still leaking? That's got new everything. Anyway, I got a spare transmission now in case this one decides to fully crap out. And yes, I just flipped that cotter pin around, so you want it down like that so that if you're driving down the road and it were to fall out, it can't fall out because it's on top. That's the right way, brother. I still have to adjust the indicator, but let's reverse, neutral, drive, 2, 1. Feels a lot better. Feels like it was grease, that's for sure. See, that should be neutral. My neutral and drive are just right there. Oh, they're so minute. Yeah, there's something inside that transmission. Drive, 2, 1. Am I getting one? Reverse, neutral, drive, 2, 1. Okay. 2, drive, neutral. And the neutral drive is just too close. Alright, let's pop these Phillips screws off. And you can see my gauge already fell off. And adjust that. I'll show you how to adjust those. Alright, now what you got here is, as you come down, reverse, neutral, drive. Mine is just my cable broke, so I did a piece of just wiring right now. And it could be stretching, it could be my whole problem, because it's supposed to be like a nice cable. But when you see that track right there is adjustable, so you got to get it lined, loosen that up. Like I say, that's low gear. I want to get it so that low gear is labeled right there. I remember usually get them so drive is where you want it, because most people complained about, oh, it's not lining up in drive, because that's what you usually have it in. Let's see, look at mine, is so fucking sloppy. Arc? Oh, sorry guys. R and D and D. Yeah, there's no good engagement. Ugh. All right, I'm gonna play with that. Good luck. You know what really grinds my gears? this hitting the steering wheel, because it's not. I'm pretty sure it's going to be installed further down, but I remember it being supposed to be the right one for the vehicle. But another thing is this pin constantly loosens up. Right, that one there. So let me go play with this, see if I can get everything tighter. Well, whoever put this on didn't do it all the way, and that guy was me, because I just checked the depth of this. I put that there and go like that. Take that out. I'll show you up here. Yeah, it can go all the way to the end, so I just didn't have it on all the way. Now, I got it cramped in the vise pretty good. It's going to take some pounding. In there is just like I think it's soft metal, and they want you to conform around that. But the dead blow, let's see if I can get that on there. That's a little better. I think there used to be a decorative like chrome ring there, actually. Am I making that up? You guys remember that? And this is just going to get some blue Loctite to keep it from popping out. It goes, and it's still a snug fit. For some reason it keeps loosening, but okay. Yeah, it still hits the wheel. I don't know. Is that the way it was back in the day? I don't know. Would they construct a vehicle that way? I think even if I had that 1/8 quarter inch, it's still not low enough. But anyway, tell me what you guys think. If you run into this, you know anything about this. So that's all dialed in. You know what I got in the mail? Next video or coming up is I got my rubbers. I got rubbers in the mail for the vent windows, both sides. This is all going to come out anyway, so this could use some black paint. Probably paint that up. And I'm going to order looking for a good price on these locking ones. I think they're Chinese. I don't think that's going to make a difference really, but all the new rubber will help. So that will be a future video. Alright guys, hope you're enjoying this. You can comment, I get back to you. I'm pretty good at that. Share this, subscribe helps. I'm trying to make this a good channel, you know, and YouTube likes that people like your shite. I think I'm giving you guys some good information. I don't know. Maybe I'm boring. Maybe I need drone video and production quality. I don't know. Take care, guys.